Hello, Monkey family. Hope everyone had a great Sunday today. Checking in on the project. The chart, a little bit of red over the last 24 hours. Second consecutive day, down to about just under 4 million. So it's right in the range, right where that floor is. You can see the lows are getting higher. And so this is still a bullish chart. I know it gets hard when there's red days, but the red days are opportunities. So when there's these dips, when you have a project that you believe in, this is an opportunity to add more. And I was thinking about it. We've just been given more time to load up. And you probably all remember when we popped up to and touched 8 million here, these few days here, the feeling was incredible. If you're anything like me, you were loving the project at this point and wishing you had more. You were thinking, oh, I should have bought more when we were down at 4 million here. It's up to 8 million. I wish I'd bought more. Well, now's your chance. So instead of, maybe feeling discouraged or being concerned, we know what we got. Dollar cost average in, get more. We know what we have. What was causing it to pump a bit back here is all the pump fun excitement, Alon posting and liking stuff and saying good morning to the community, all that stuff. Nothing's changed. I mean, all that stuff's still true. We're still waiting for what's going to happen with Alon and Pump, and we'll look at some posts on X about that. So nothing's changed. The lows are staying higher, the chart's looking good. And so just keep that in mind. Zoom out, know what you've got, grab some more, DCA some more, and we're going to make it. Anyway, looking at the post on X, thought this was a good one here. This was a while back, but just to show you, happens a lot on these big meme coin runners, which I believe Monkey's going to be one of those. The Bonk guy's confession on the Shib fumble. And he says, last cycle I got in early on Shib, invested 4 figures. How many of us are in that situation, right? You invest 4 figures, even 5 figures, and you're in early. You're in super early on Monkey right now. Then he says, watch it do thousands of percentages, held in hopes of more gains without having strong thesis or conviction, then saw it crash 90% all of a sudden. I eventually sold for about 2x. If I had held on for just a few more months, my Shib bags would have been worth over 10 million. I've seen this story play out with a lot of meme coins across cycles, not just Shib, so I'm kind of used to it. To me, this is a perfect example of the opportunity we have with Monkey. That's why I always say those with conviction, those who believe, will make it. Know what you hold here. We've got a great project here. Like I always say, buy, hold, and shill, and we're going to make it. And so we can see here, if we go back to the chart, that floor keeps on increasing. So you can see we're on track here. We're adding more holders, getting close to 5,000 holders, and we're adding quality holders that join the community. They like the feeling, and so it's just a matter of time before we run. We've got the short-term catalyst with Alon and Pump Fund. I do believe that exchanges will help in the long run, just bringing more retail investors in, and I think this project has a chance to run to 1 billion. And that's a lofty goal, but I think we've got the foundation and the bones to do that with the great narrative and the great community. But let's look at Troll as an example here. So if you zoom out on the Troll chart, you can see back in April, it popped up to, looks like maybe 42 to 45 million, and then kind of traded sideways a little bit, then dropped down. It's in the 12 million range. And you can see for about 2 months, it just kind of traded sideways with some peaks here. And obviously, you can just imagine you're at 12, 14 million, then it pops up to 26. You think, the believers are thinking, all right, we're about ready to run. Then it would dip back down and it's down around 12 million again before its parabolic run that we're all aware of now. So, this coin is a perfect example of how trading sideways, and you can imagine, I mean, these look like small dips because of how big the increase was lately. But if you look at this is 13 million up to 27 million. I mean, you compare that to our 4 million to 8 million, right? I mean, you're going to have a lot of these as you wait for what you know is going to happen to happen. So just keep that in mind. A little bit of encouragement. Um, Back to X here. Gordon still responding to monkey posts. I think he's still holding. That's bullish. The main monkey account says we're approaching 5,000 holders, as already mentioned. And Wake here says lists a bunch of projects, including monkey, and says it's so painfully obvious pump super cycle. This time we break the mold. Can you imagine what happens when all these coins communities work together? We're already seeing that. We've talked about it before. The pump communities are coming together, and Alon's kind of fueling the speculation there with what he's got going on. And if you look here, he says shipping some big things next week. We're far from finished. And then he also says, I feel like we're going to run back Q4 2024 pump fund trenches soon, but way higher. So he's not just some random guy saying, I feel it. Remember, they've got things planned for the pump ecosystem. And I'm still super bullish on Monkey, especially at these prices. I mean, someone's just going to get a generational entry here. I mean, can you imagine just loading up under 4 million right now? This thing in no time is going to be 10 million, and we're going to catapult. And I believe we're going to see some troll-like price action here. Don't forget to support the main monkey account here. Almost up to 3,800 followers. Again, doing an incredible job. Definitely showed up on the weekend, so shout out for that. And keep grinding. I noticed a lot of folks show up on the weekends, and that's what we need. Keep it coming and onboard people that you know can get behind this and keep on shilling. I do think we're going to hit 1 billion here, and glad we're all along for the ride. Thanks all. Have a great week upcoming.